Well, I forget myself that I have accepted all kind of definitions of my own self, like spirit, soul, uh, flame, mind, um, uh, human individual, but instead of researching of what really life and reality is, I just accepted anything that could, being cool and beautiful and uh, spiritually elevated and um, magical, powerful, any kind of thing that yeah, could feed my ego. If I was an intelligent boy, or if I had beautiful eyes, or if I was like a healer, with this hands Reiki healer, and yeah, I used to have long hair, and some people said that I was very similar to Jesus Christ, and so I was involved with many, spiritual people on this um, trips of LSD and psychedelics and mushrooms, sacred mushrooms, and peyote and all that things that there are a lot of people doing so here in Mexico. So when I arrived and they looked at me and said, "Wow, man, you're very, very similar. You're looking like Jesus Christ. You must be very spiritual." And indeed, I was kind of happy of that because it gave me some power and people. And for a lot of girls, it was like sexy. You look like Jesus Christ. I want to fuck with you. Um, for another people, it was like really, religious, emotional. Like, oh, you're a Reiki teacher, so you look like Jesus Christ. You must be one of them, one of the spiritual hierarchy, right? And I forgive myself that have accepted that kind of, beliefs because they just fed my ego, and I felt just, high and powerful and beautiful and spiritually, elevated, and it was just I knew, and the beautiful thing of this. I knew it was just I was a that was a lie, you know. They have your long hair, this black long hair, and this kind of barb, and you look like Jesus Christ, and you're in drugs, in like spiritual drugs, because I mean spirituality is a big drug, and so I was always high on that. So one day, um, I kind of revolted against my own ego. Uh, and Today is kind of hard for me, to explain the things I'm passing through because there is can no language for doing so. I mean, we have to create new codes of expression of life. Life expression words and codes like equality and oneness. It's not easy for me to explain this here in Mexico because they speak Spanish and there is no, accurate words for that. Because if you say awareness here, in Mexico, it's consciousness. It's the same word, conciencia, for both consciousness and awareness. So if you say oneness, here you have to say like, uh, I have the necessity to create this kind of new codes of expression because I really want to express this because I think it's important. It's not spiritually important. It's life important. because you can pass through the whole. I mean, how many people would just be this open to this new words, or this open to this truth, even if it is true? People don't mind, don't care about that. I mean, they prefer to live in a comfortable, or at least a familiar lie, as I did the most of the time of my life. I just was picking lies, you know, the best for my personal interest, that would help me more to keep that image of a spirituality, and you know, but it was just lies, and I was trying to handle how much, I could, just to put together all these lies and to have a kind of a philosophical, spiritual, religious system, and to convince others with that. And I was abusing of life, you know. But and the last thing I'm going to say, I knew I was abusing. I knew I was lying. I knew I was lying to me. I knew, since I was lying to me, that I could not help lying to everybody else. And even I was, angry at people that didn't accept my lies. You say, I mean, we live in this world, so I got to the point, to the realization that there was not true. So you just have to pick the best lies you could find. But something new is happening to me, and there is a truth, and it depends only and always on life.